All right, everyone. Thanks for watching this quick live that I want to share something along the lines of vision and resistance. Want you to know that you are always going to experience resistance. Our life, our world, everything we do, there is resistance. And I think when we're starting out, we're so full of excitement, so full of just zeal about starting something new. And then all of a sudden, bam, we run into a brick wall. Then we get through that first brick wall, and then boom, we run into a next one. And then we go along so far, and then we keep hitting these brick walls. I want to explain what this means. This is resistance, and I want to give you a mental picture of what resistance really is. Resistance is when the flow of charge faces a hindrance. That's what resistance is when the flow of charge faces a hindrance. So, what does that mean? What is a flow of charge? Well, we're flowing in life. It's our thoughts that are flowing. We're flowing in our thoughts. Particular direction. So when we create a vision, we become charged with that vision. All of the electricity and the molecules, they start to vibrate real fast with excitement. We become charged. Literally, we are charged. It's circuitry within the human body, and there's electricity. So, this is a great analogy when you understand that when the flow of charge faces a hindrance, that is called resistance. We are electrified when we vibrate with a certain thought and we add emotion to it. We get excited. That raises our level of vibration. It's like getting in the spirit. So when y'all having church, when you're praising the Lord, you get a vibration. You get excited. We get excited in that moment, and it raises our level, and then it creates more energy within our spirit, within our thought life. People can feel that vibration. Now, what happens when you are thinking a certain thought and you have these intentions or a set of intentions, and you think you're moving forward and you are moving forward, and then you face hindrance? That's when, like I said, there's a hindrance in that flow of thought. So I'm going to explain three reasons or three causes of hindrance. And I don't want you to take hindrance to be something personal. I don't want you to take resistance as being not against you or you're doing something wrong when you face resistance. Understand what resistance is, you can process it and not quit or slow down when you face resistance. That's not the intent of resistance. But you first have to understand what resistance is. So, or what it's caused by. So, resistance, the first reason for resistance, think about it like this. When water flows through a pipe, that flow rate face it slow down because of the inside of the pipe. When the water goes through the pipe and it hits the surface of the pipe, that slows the flow down. It slows the flow down. The pipe has a particular surface, and when the water goes across the surface, it slows down because of the friction. The resistance of the pipe causes the water to slow down. So as the water is flowing through the pipe, it can't go as fast as it should or as it might want to go. Or depending on the amount of force of the water flow, it's being slowed down because of the surface of the pipe. It's being slowed down. The next reason for hindrances or resistance in the flow is when the pipe is too narrow. There's not enough room for the flow. There's not enough room for the water to really flow unhindered and freely as it needs to because of the size of the pipe. It's a narrow pipe, it's a narrow space. There's not enough room. Think about your thoughts. What if you're in an environment where there's not how big you're thinking? What if you're in a place, in a space where there are other thoughts where they think small? You're trying to flow huge and fast and big with a huge intent, but you're facing resistance from thoughts that try to hinder or that are not in agreement with your thoughts. So now there's a hindrance in your thought flow. You're trying to move forward in your thoughts, you're trying to make things happen, but you keep facing resistance, not because necessarily they don't like you, they just don't get it. They don't agree with it. It doesn't make sense. They can't see it. So you're facing resistance in your thoughts. Those thoughts don't match up. Just by being in the room, you feel the thought resistance from other people. Your vision, you feel the resistance because they don't get it. They're not trying to go anywhere. They're stagnant. They're stalemated. They're stalled. They're stuck. They're unable to move forward in their thoughts and their dreams because they've given up. And you're around all these people. Therefore, the pipe is too small in the environment you in. The next reason is that the distance that you're trying to go, your intentions are so far out in the future. They're so far ahead of where you are currently at. The vibration and the height and the level that you're trying to go is so huge, and distance is going to cause more collisions. There's going to be more interference. There's going to be more resistance. See, when you're going a longer distance, you're going to face more obstacles. If I'm just going across the street, how many obstacles am I likely to face if I'm just going across the street? How many obstacles are you likely to face if you're going from the bedroom to the bathroom? How many obstacles? The number of obstacles decrease when the distance is short. You're not going very far. Let me say that again. If you're not going very far, the number of obstacles will decrease. But the farther you're trying to go, the greater the obstacles because there's more thoughts out there. There's more things in that distance. There's other objects in the environment and in the space and in the world. The farther you go, there's more things to get in the way. So it's the distance that you're traveling increases the number of obstacles or objections to where you're trying to go, the destination. Now, let me just take it a step further. Not just when water is flowing through a pipe, but when electrical current is flowing through a wire, that charge is facing resistance when the wires are too thin, when the wires are too small, when they're not thick enough. The current will be facing more resistance. So let's take that into the an example, or to the natural world, or into this space. When you're thinking something huge, when you're thinking something big, and you're excited, and you try to share that vision, and you try to share those thoughts with a person whose wires are small, thin wire. You're trying to pass that electricity. You're trying to you're trying to use them to be another conduction or a conductor of your vision, of your thoughts. You want to pass that on, and you want them to get it. You want to pass that energy on to them. You want them to be excited about what you're saying. It's electrifying to you, but their wires are too small. They have smaller wires because they don't think that big. They don't think in such large capacity. They don't have the capacity to carry that much voltage, to carry a vision that big. So therefore, when you try to transmit those thoughts to someone else whose wires are smaller. You face resistance. It's not going to move as fast. It's not going to flow. That's the meaning of resistance. When there's hindrance to the flow of charge, there's hindrance. Now, understand, now that you know those three causes, I'm going to leave you with these three things for you to really understand when you face resistance. When you face resistance, number one, it's an indicator that you're doing something big, that you're doing something amazing, that you're doing something that requires you to go a longer distance. You're not trying to do something short and quick and easy and small, but you're trying to do something amazing. Number two, that means you're going to have impact. See, when you're trying to do something that's going to and impact multiple people in multiple nations and multiple cities or multiple countries or multiple families, that's a great impact. So you're going to face resistance because now you're dealing with more than just yourself. There's already resistance when you're dealing with your own thoughts and your own dream. Like we all face resistance when we try to step out and go to the unknown. But now we're passing that on to additional people. So now there's more resistance. So not only is there impact, it means that you're doing something great, something that has the ability or the potential to have generational impact, to do something big that continues on even after you're gone. So because of this, there's resistance. So, my friend, I don't want you to be discouraged. I don't want you to be upset. I don't want you to take it as an L. I don't want you to think that maybe you should give up because you're facing resistance. I want you to understand you're facing resistance because of those three things that I just said. And so, what you have to do, you have to get out of that environment that's too small. You have to get out of that environment that does not have the capacity to handle the flow of charge within your life. You have to get into a place with bigger wires. You have to get into a place with bigger pipes. You have to get into a place where ability. You have to get into a place where there's no pop on possibility. You have to step into a place where you can race and run as fast as you can. Why? Because people are waiting on you to flow. Waiting on you to flow. Don't stop your flow. Don't give in to the resistance. Don't give up to the voices that say no, quit, give up, but continue to expand and grow and become more excited at the vision. Remember, the bigger the vision, the more momentum you have. The bigger the vision, the more momentum. Bigger creates more momentum and you become more unstoppable. Vision writers helps you create a vision so big it'll make your excuses look small. How do you quit when you have such a big things? Like, why would I quit because of a divorce? Why would I quit because of I'm dating the wrong person or got the wrong job or living in the wrong city or got the wrong set of friends? Why would I let any of those things, or even if there's being a passing away of a family member, why would you quit over those things when you have something so big that you're working on? How can you let something go that is so impactful and so important because of a situation in your life that came and went? Things of the past be the reason that you throw away your dreams. I'm Timothy Moore, aka the Clarity Doctor, and I'm signing off. I help entrepreneurs, business owners create a clear, concise, and compelling vision so big that it'll make your excuses look small. I'm going to show you how to go from blaming to blooming and from excuses to execution. I have a program that's called the Brand New You Transformational Entrepreneurship and Personal Development Program. And it is something that I would love for you to be a part of. Or just come and get your vision statement. Come and get your vision statement. Acquiring vision. Sign up for the framework, the rapid framework, reach, audience, pain, identity, and destination. Let that framework be the pillar for your success. I'm signing off, and you have an amazing evening, rest of your week. Whenever you're watching this, we shall talk soon, my friend.